Shit, I done did my goddamn hour. Shit. Hell no, I ain't know.
On first down, they'll start out with Singletary.
They only did that shit that day because more niggas there. It ain't that many shit. They did. He got 5 other niggas. Other dude.
Yeah, what stood out to me
on tape, the way they were flying to the football. Really, he got it.
So that tells me that they've got all their assignments
shit,
down.
he really got himself fired. You know what I'm saying?
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Be like telling me, all right, bro, we got to work, shit. You know what I'm saying?
Throwing now is Allen. He's got a man. It's
they
his
be
fullback.
having to work, but these motherfuckers
Only able to gain a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position. Actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy. Maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put in.
Didn't get the big yards there you might out of a smaller back. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. To throw, it's Allen. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Damn, I like these new phones.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
How was your day, though?
Good. I got some sleep. I choose.
What time you got off?
I ain't going in today.
Are you there? Wow. Maybe she wouldn't told me. I would told my research.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and
get in front of
really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Bitch.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Jordan Berry out to punt on 4th down.
I wish I would got that off.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now it's Crowder. Call that a 46.
I feel like you should have to call that. I feel like they still should pay you for that.
And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed?
What is that, doctor's appointment?
Kind of right where you thought that they would be.
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and
yes?
Yeah. Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The Bills at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Singletary again, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, let's be honest about the whole thing. When you're looking for a reliable set of hands on 3rd down, the first thought is often not fullback. But that's who they turn to there. And he does a nice job of securing the football and picking up the 1st down.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. A give up the middle to Singletary, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8.
Go without. Go without it,
man. Play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, held him to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Allen. Well, this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They start the drive with Cook. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to
stop doing stupid shit.
Offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Why you always doing some stupid shit, G?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On play action, Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. A 1st down throw for Cousins. Caught here by Conley. And they'll get this down to the 10.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, particularly running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
2nd and 1
Move.
from the 2. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So he jumped as a safety. You might know a thing or two about that from your playing days.
Well, I remember creeping up near the line of scrimmage on certain blitzes or certain coverages. Never jumped off sides, though.
Not once?
Not once. I wish I had a few times. It would have stopped some of those plays I got toasted up on.
2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Oh, yeah, that shit leaking bad, boy.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. To the air, Allen. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Following the interception, Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Nice job escaping the pocket. Boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
On 2nd down, Cook. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that with no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Cousins. That's going to be caught. Touchdown! Jared Cook. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From the 6. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Singletary, they'll go up the middle, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain, puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Allen to throw it. Now a loose football. The ball comes out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Singletary. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And now they'll throw with Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
Here's Allen. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Yeah, these are the types of plays we're going to
stop sniffing then. Get your ass out of here. Sniffing shit, nigga.
But this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
On play action, Allen. And he slings
Yo ass just got down. Go. Get out. Stop with damn sniffing. Stop sniffing shit, man. Goddamn thing, you work for the police. You work for Yang City, shot. Chi. You work for Yang City? Huh? Come here. You work for Yang City? No, you're not getting up here. No. You're not getting on me, man. You be so ready to get up on me. Move. Sit, no, sit.
Now the Bills
Sit down, no. Sit down.
They'll have 2
Sit.
remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Allen. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring it down. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. The kick by Bass is good. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg, and boom, over the crossbar.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. We've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Second down, Cousins. And this is Cook with the ground. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
Hey, we're good.
Play fake. Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He has just been on road for opposing offenses to account for now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
He's got room past the 30. Now he's free to midfield. How about this? And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 77 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Six yards left on second down. They go right back to Singletary. He will push his way down to about the 14. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
The kick by Bass is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal.
Because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. Flushed out right. And this is caught on the sideline. And he gets out of bounds as well. How about that? A gain of 32 that time. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A give left side to Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Stop searching for shit, man.
Start their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
This time they'll just keep this on the ground. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered. They're getting it done. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
You know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 21-17. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Look at the shit, man.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to... They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down. Cook. It's a little touchdown, Vikings. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
It was clear. It was clear.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25.
Oh, this nigga.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And
You
their
ain't
deficit
too
a little
small,
wider
but you
than
know
it
the
was
word.
at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago
No,
change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit,
You know,
because
you gotta
now
love big fans.
urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors. But that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they have to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Allen. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
Andy, do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They go play action. Cousins. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Play action now. Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that could spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take-that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Vikings have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 29, Allen. It's complete to Diggs. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Allen to Diggs there for a Buffalo first.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
To throw again on second down, Allen. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Allen. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
At
this point
wide
in the game, in the
open.
situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
That nigga was wide
Upstate New
open.
York with a 2nd and 10.
56.
Now Allen. That'll be caught. It's the tight end Howard. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. O.J. Howard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills get a bit closer.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Allen will try to throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. There he goes left side. Trotty. He will score. Touchdown, Minnesota. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs, as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Joseph connects the point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Allen going to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Allen. Going deep for Diggs. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Lewis. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And he wisely will throw that one away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Cousins now. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Gregory Rousseau picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. It's Jordan Berry now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Crowder now to return. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Allen now looks to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Allen. And now here is another interception. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
And they'll get him down here about the 5-yard line. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. Oh, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. This started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, You never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Bruh, go with all that sniffing, bruh. What are you looking for?
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about some things with this ball game, but self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Allen. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Howard. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. To the air, Allen. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big third down conversion. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. On the give, this is Singletary. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Allen. And
Come on, yeah.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give them any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. On the ground, it's Singletary. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Allen going to try and throw on third down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Desmond Trufant. And the Vikings are going to...
Finally, boy, you finally got one. That nigga been picking on you all game.
Between his ears right now.
Get one. Good, let's do it.
7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. He's hit Payton a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. On play action, Cousins. And that is incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Bring up 48. Bring up 48.
Cousins to throw for it on 4s. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is
This nigga Kirk Cousins, bro. Jesus Christ. This nigga Kirk Cousins, bro. God damn, bro.
For field position, it was 4th down.
Yeah, terrific observation. If there is going to be a silver lining, and this is what he'll plead when it comes time to watch it again.
All right, all he can do, he can't do shit else. You want to throw curl route, man? Come on, man.
Would be better for his offense, but how many times do you get a chance to make an interception that you turn it down? That's when your instinct kicks in and you take the football. In this case, a better decision would have been to knock the ball down.
Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown.
Hey, you fucked up my stat, man. God damn, bro.
Bills take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Just all around a solid performance, and now they've got the 3-score lead here, Charles. So the final seconds of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, in this one, they've been in control, haven't they? They've earned this victory. No question who the better team was out there in this game. And frankly, the score could have been a lot worse than it was. Give them a lot of credit for how they played in this one.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
God damn.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends. And